Gives us a bulletin in sign language, and other Evans will join us later from Montrose. But for now, let's take a look at our leading stories.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa emphasizes government's commitment to working with the private sector in developing the sports sector.
He said this at the official closing ceremony of the Zim Afro T10 tournament.
In our Main African feature tonight, our reporter John Nandara traces the history and works of a formidable figure in the history of literature.
In our This and That segment, our reporter Festus Mkungurute explores the phenomenon of wig snatching on the streets of Harare.
And in our sports buzz, Caps United and Yada FC share spoils in a Kasolaga Premier Soccer League match. Those are our leading stories in this bulletin. We take you through the news in detail. In our leading story tonight, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has emphasized the government's thrust towards attaining public-private partnerships in the development of sport in the country.
The government has plans to construct.
Why is it 8:08?
We will give you the details to that story. A government has set in motion plans to construct another airport in New Mount Hamden to further boost trade in tourism.
The government has plans to construct a new airport to cater for international flights in a move that will further expand the national aviation capacity. In his remarks as the guest of honor at the launch of the Harare-Entebbe route by Uganda Airlines last Wednesday, Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Felix Mona, revealed that the airport is earmarked for construction in the growing New Mount Hamden city in Mashonaland West Province.
Under the new dispensation led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, which seeks to grow Zimbabwe to be an upper middle income economy by 2030, air transport plays a critical role in enabling this endeavor as it opens and connects markets, facilitates and enables industries to link into global supply chain. It is our hope, therefore, that is, this connectivity will be facilitating tourism, cultural and business exchanges, economic opportunities will boom in this city as the people-to-people relations between our citizens improve.
Honorable Mona said the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport will be reserved only for domestic flights after the completion of the new airport.
This is now a magnificent infrastructure in our midst, and we are so happy under the wise leadership of His Excellency that we now have this kind of infrastructure. And I promise you, the next time you come, this is going to be our domestic airport. We are now moving to the new city where we are constructing our international airport.
The South African Airways announced on Friday that it is increasing its weekly flights from the current 10 to 12, owing to increasing trade and business opportunities between Harare and Johannesburg, a testament to the growing popularity of Harare as a travel and business destination. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
5 girls from the same extended family died while one sustained serious injuries in Bindura on Saturday in a road accident when a motor vehicle veered off the road and ran over them.
A somber atmosphere has engulfed Bindura following the death of 5 young girls who were run over by a vehicle on Saturday in a horrific road traffic accident. Relatives of the children who lived at Bindura Rural District Council farm compound are reeling with shock.
Wanawo inini zvakandirwadza handisi kuzoti mafirire acho yakamira sei. Inini ndizoti ndinjabatsirwa nei pa5 pawana wesawa zvobuda chimwe ari kuchipataro chi6.
Chitiko ichi chandirwadza kusvika pekupedzisira. Vashaika vanhu veukama, umwe wani ndiye mwana wangu, vamwe vacho vane munin'ina wangu, umwe mwana wahanzvadzi yangu, umwe mwana wamainini munin'ina wamama, umwe mwana wasekuru hanzvadzi yaamai.
Mikirina Julius, a witness, said the accident happened so fast she did not realize her young relatives had been killed.
Saka kurosa kwandakaita handina kumboziva kuti vana ava vanga vachiendepo, vana ndakatovaona ndabva ndatokrosa. Ndakrosa kudaro saka ndinava ndakaziva kuti ndianani nani. Handiti zvadaro ndabva ndichingomira ndichicheuka ndibva ndakangonzwawo mota yakutongochema chikoti kwe ini ndibva ndatanga kutotizawo ipapo kutiza kwandakaita ndakatokwidza kunanga ku10 of police ndakatozomirirawo ndakure ndakazongoerekana ndatongoonawo mota yatodona vana vaendisawo nekufamba kwavo.
Bindura Assistant District Development Coordinator Mrs. Lydia Shavati said the Civil Protection Committee is mobilizing assistance for the bereaved family.
We have compiled a report at Tumbera Head Office. Vana vavese vari 6. They are coming from one homestead. Pamusha apa pavanga vachigara pamusha pasekuru vavo. Saka nhamo iripo inhamo yekuti pamba pane rufu rwevana 5 pamusha mumwe chete.
4 of the girls, 2 aged 14 and 2 aged 13 years, died on the spot, while the 5th, whose age is unknown, died on admission at Bindura Hospital. The 6th child suffered serious head injuries and a fractured right leg and is admitted at Bindura Hospital. Tapiwa Machemeze, ZBC News, Bindura.
A government says investment in human capital development through access to quality education contributes to the overall economic growth needed to transform the country.
In a bid to foster academic excellence and promote human capital development, government is working with the private sector to empower talented individuals through advancing their educational capabilities. India's Swami Vivekananda University is the next destination for fortunate students who have been awarded scholarships to study abroad through the Career Guidance International.
Education is a vital pillar in achieving Vision 2030 as it empowers individuals with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in a competitive economy. By prioritizing quality education, we can cultivate a skilled workforce capable of driving innovation and productivity.
The program aims to bridge the gap between industry and human capital.
We are complementing government efforts, particularly in the National Development Strategy 1. We are well versed with the country where it is heading, particularly when we look at the skills survey that was carried out in 2018, where it identified that in Zimbabwe we have a critical shortage of skills that amount to 62%.
Beneficiaries of the program are keen to gain a wealth of experience that will in turn benefit the country.
Talent identification fits well within the government's Education 5.0. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the Education 5.0? This is a new-made custom-based education learning experience to our heritage-based curriculum.
I feel really excited to go and learn new things and explore on the kind of work that I'll be doing on that side. I feel happy that I have this opportunity to go and study further.
Actually fortunate to ask the students to have an opportunity to go abroad to study.
The country's economic blueprint, the National Development Strategy, NDS1, emphasizes the importance of human capital development in national growth. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Chairperson of the National Peace and Reconciliation, retired Justice Sello Nare, has died. He was 81.
The death of retired Justice Nare was confirmed by Commission's spokesperson, Commissioner Obed Gutu. Reports say Commissioner Nare died at a hospital in Johannesburg, South Africa, where he had been receiving specialist care.
Retired Justice Nare trained with the Judicial College in the 1980s, and his career saw him serving in various capacities, including as magistrate in Bulawayo, Hwange, and Chirezi, before becoming president of the Administrative Court in Bulawayo in 2003.
He later on served as Bulawayo Labour Court president in 2006 until his retirement in 2013. Justice Nare was in 2018 appointed as chairperson of the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, a position he held until his death. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Now let's cross over to our Montrose studios, where Arthur is on standby with more news.
Well, thank you so much, Yvonne. The world continues to change around us, especially when it comes to technology, and Zimbabwe is not going to be left behind. The government is rolling out various technologically smart initiatives aimed at modernizing the agricultural sector by 2025.
Scheme in Zvishavane using water from Palawani Dam. The development has received buy-in from the local leadership.
Magashira zvikuru zvizhinji panyaya yemadiridziro kuti kana vanhu vasingadiridziri vanoramba vaine nzara asi vanhu vakatanga kuita madiridziro nzara inotaramuka inobva munharaunda.
This is going to fit into the idea of Vision 2030, where no one and no place is going to be left behind.
Private players have pledged their commitment to support government's agro-tourism growth.
We'll work with the local communities to ensure that at least we're part of the transformation of the Zimbabwean economy as well as the agricultural sector.
Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. Anxious Masuka, says government
at least we're part of the transformation of
conservation.
Palawani Dam is not the project. The project Ndimambo Mapanzwe Nevanwao, upliftment of rural communities. That water must be an economic enabler. That's why we dam it. Tine urongwa pane potinotoziva pakaitwa mamepa panoitwa madiridziro e300 hectares.
Zimbabwe's agricultural sector has been on a positive trajectory with various climate response measures in place that include the rehabilitation of irrigation schemes nationwide. Karijushe, ZBC News, Zvishavane.
The presidential borehole sinking program has brought a huge sigh of relief to the people in Hwange who are getting their water from unsafe sources.
Sand now fills the dry riverbeds that once had water flowing in them. The scorching sun adds on to the stress as the heat is unbearable for both man and his livestock. This is now the norm in these villages as the harsh effects of climate change have taken course. However, the government, through the presidential borehole sinking program that is being implemented through Zimbabwe National Water Agency ZINWA and Prevail International Group, Champepo and Dinda villages in rural Hwange district have been extended a lifeline in adapting to the vagaries of climate change and water scarcity.
Toboka Champepo takaberigere tisina ivura then tisina ivura muchampepo muno kwakabeshupekwa echuma chakabeshupeka vanhu veshupeka venda venomwa mumashauri
tavakalingirwa pasi but ngweno hai tanyamukira nasuvo takunwe vhura orongosika pamapompi padheniopo uneveri pewhatsapp muwhatsapp azoyo kumuzhure pompi umuteka hapachina ziya zokuchokosha kana kuti hachini kusika kuti ka chete kuperwa jaje bhaketi riro
goreno akuja kaine vhura asi ngweno ng'ombe jedu jakuwana ivhura nembuji jedu jimunwa tinozuvoka tinoshanda akasazomwakatitira.
Area that is stony and semi-desert for the villages in Chilanga and Mubola, Twalumba and Taboka sums it up.
Tukulumba manzi ngivatuchitira mulino tukuteka tali kushupera loko manzi tali kuteka mutulonga tunini mulonga ulinyatwe wali kule
lino ifensi nje yakatupa kuli kweveka tuyanda kupika zisyu makabichi onse aswebo twaliye tuve muchikuwa tulalumba kapatiro kuti mwinkirire anembo eyi program yakasika mulindiswe
ngwana musinyare kutira kuti nasuwo tinyamuke mwachirango muno ndisu takavasarira kushayiwe vhura tinwa muturonga taboka siviri.
The Second Republic, led by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, is pushing for the attainment of an upper middle income society by 2030, hence the drive to ensure no one and no place is left behind in developmental programs. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Hwange.
The presidential goat pass-on scheme has been launched in Mashonaland Central, and that's not the only good news. There will be business units that will be launched across the country, specifically focused at young women.
It was all pomp and fanfare at Zanadu Farm in Mazoe district as young women from across Mashonaland Central Province gathered to celebrate economic empowerment through distribution of 250 goats under the presidential goat person scheme.
Tiri kufara neproject iyi because project iyi ichasvika kusvika kugrassroot sezuva ranhasi taloncha at provincial level, tichanoloncha zvakare kumadistrict, taloncha kumadistrict tichasvika pakuloncha kusvika paward.
Semadzimai echidiki taakukwanisa kuzvimirirawo tichiitawo maproject atinokwanisa kupasa on to the next person, zvinova zvinhu zvatanga tisingatarisire.
Officially launching the program, the Mashonaland Central leadership assured continued support for the young women.
Tinema youth business units, village business units, school business units, takuzeta young women for ED business units. Kutangira muno my central. Yeah, tinostenda school and we will support you because tinoda zvinhu zvinoendesa mabasa ababa vedu vamunangagwa mberi sezvamuri kuita.
Tangotenda vese vaita kuti chirongwa ichi chiitike. Young women for ED isu tinokutsigirai semusangano kunyanya semashcentral ndofunga moziva. We've always been there for you and we'll always be there for you.
The presidential goat person scheme is being spearheaded by the Young Women for Economic Development, which is an affiliate of the ruling party.
Zvakare nhasi unototaura kuti tauya nechirongwa chapresident vamunangagwa chavakaparura chekuti tipe mbudzi kunzvimbo ipi neipi. Donzvo rapresident riri kuti hakuna munhu anofanira kusara.
Young Women for Economic Development has undertaken several other developmental projects to capacitate young women to be self-reliant, comprising the poultry person scheme, rabbits rearing project, and the mushroom farming program. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mazoe.
Government has issued a very stern warning to land barons selling rural land to unsuspecting victims, masquerading under the ruling party's banner.
ZANU-PF Secretary-General Comrade Dr. Obert Mpofu took time to speak out against land barons during celebrations held at Hlanganani High School in Insuza, Matabeleland North at Zimbabwe's assumption of the SADC chairmanship during the August summit.
Kulabantu abenza ukuganga besebenzisa ibizo leparty and ngithe ngizokhuza khonokho. Abantu bakhona bayazakala njalo inyathelo lizathathwa izakhi iyakwazi lamapholisa bayakwazi abantu laba sebewonile indawo le lapho sakhipha abantu abaningi ukuze sivumele amadlelo ezakhamizi ayinkomo abekhona kodwa kuthe sekwenzakala khonokho baqalisa ukuletha abantu abavela emadolobheni ukuzothatha indawo esazikhiphe khona abantu bethengisa so akuvunyelwa lokho izanu-PF ayikuvumeli lokho upresident kakuvumeli lokho njalo laba abenza njalo kuyathathwa izijeziso ezithize.
He further reprimanded the land barons who used the ruling party's name for their illicit activities, citing that disciplinary action will be taken.
Babuya beqamba amanga bathi bathunywe ngabakhulu bephathi beqamba amanga and konke lokhu luhlelo oluthathwa yiphathi ngokudana njalo abantu laba bakwenzayo bazajeziswa. Sekutshelwe wonke ama-governors abakhokheli lamapholisa kwizigaba ezitshiyeneyo ukuthi labo abantu abenza khonokho okungekho emthethweni ngokuthathwa umhlaba bajeziswe.
This warning comes at a time when the party is dealing with issues of land barons that are selling land illegally under the pretext of being party officials. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News in Suza.
The Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation has expressed dismay after ZBC members of staff were handled by Jah Praisers bouncers at the Birarembira festival held in Harare on Friday night.
The Birarembira festival, held last Friday in Harare, was a proud celebration of the instrument with a number of well-known musicians who pride themselves in the instrument performing. To give the nation a taste of the best of Zimbabwean traditional music, ZBC entered into a partnership with Chippers Promotions. The well-organized event was, however, marred by Jah Praisers bouncers who took the law into their own hands and manhandled ZBC crew members before the musicians' performance early Saturday morning.
Well, I got to work safely, I can guarantee you that. Now let's take a look at a segment that we have on Sunday edition called I'm an African. And in the segment, we have our reporter John Nandara, who traces the history and works of Banda Aaku, a formidable figure in the history of literature who also received international acclaim.
In the realm of modern literature, where voices from diverse corners of Africa and the world resonate with profound tales, it would be remiss not to mention one of Africa's literature luminaries, Ellen Banda Aaku. Born in 1965, her journey to acclaim is one painted with resilience and passion as she effortlessly captures the intricacies of human emotions and societal dynamics in her works. Her narratives serve as a mirror reflecting the complexities of contemporary African life. She is the author of 2 novels and several books for children, with her short stories being published in anthologies. Some of her notable books for children include Wandi's Little Voice, Yours Faithfully Yogi, and another book titled 12 Months. Ellen Banda Aaku's unwavering commitment to fostering creativity and amplifying diverse narratives underscores her belief in the transformative power of storytelling, thus earning her many accolades. Her award-winning debut novel, Wandi's Little Voice, garnered critical acclaim and established her as a force to reckon with in the sphere after winning the Macmillan Writers' Prize of Africa in 2004. She went on to win the Commonwealth Short Story Competition for her story Sources Box in 2007. Her first novel, Patchwork, won the 2010 Penguin Prize for African Writing and was shortlisted for the 2012 Commonwealth Book Prize. In 2012, she was awarded the Zambia Arts Council Chairperson's Ngoma Award for her outstanding achievements in literature. Banda Aaku has lived, studied and worked in Ghana, South Africa, the UK and Zambia. Her educational credentials include a Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration from the University of Zambia, a Master of Arts in Financial Management with Social Policy from Middlesex University, and a Master of Arts in Creative Writing from the University of Cape Town. Beyond her literary prowess, Ellen Banda Aaku dedicates herself to nurturing the next generation of African storytellers as a mentor and advocate for emerging writers.
Speaking of stories, we have more stories for you on your Sunday edition. My name is Arthur C. Evans from the Montrose News Desk. We continue immediately after this break, so do stay with us.
Zimbabwe's mining legacy is a story etched deep in our soil. It's a tale of hard work, resilience, and human ingenuity in unearthing riches and building a nation. This commitment to progress continues as mining industry players continue to unlock the vast potential of our mineral reserves, driving economic transformation through innovation, mineral beneficiation, and value addition. Are you ready to be part of the next chapter? Explore cutting-edge advancements and discover endless opportunities in Zimbabwe's expanding mining value chains at the 27th edition of Mine Entra, taking place from the 9th to the 11th of October 2024 at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Center in Bulawayo. Register via our website www.zitf.co.zw. Mine Entra 2024, Unearthing Success, the Mining Value Chains, Innovation and Industrialization Nexus.
When I started out, life was tough. The borehole was far from our home, but we had no other choice. Although it was hard, I learned I was not alone. The other women supported me. They helped make the burden a little lighter. But I was determined to build a better life for my family. I started my own small business. We moved to a better house, and slowly, very slowly, life got better. Today, my business is thriving, and I'm able to provide for my family. What we experienced made us who we are today. And I'm grateful for the friends who are there for me. After all, we all need a friend. Zim Gold, your trusted friend.
Say hello to seamless transactions and effortless convenience with the new Inbucks Swipe Card. Swipe, tap, pay and go with confidence anywhere in Zimbabwe. Sign up for your Inbucks Swipe Card at any Inbucks booth nationwide today. Have you registered for Inbucks yet? If not, dial *569# or download the Inbucks app and redefine the way you bank. Terms and conditions apply.
You're still watching Sunday Edition. Thank you for staying with us. Now, in our This and That feature for tonight, we carry a story that is dear to a lot of women's heart's joys, and these women include me.
Yes.
Because now women are no longer comfortable walking around the streets of Harare wearing their expensive hair pieces, as they've become a target of wig snatchers.
Well, our reporter, Festus Mukungurutse, explores this phenomenon on the streets of Harare in the next report.
Wig snatching has become a common occurrence in Harare's central business district as criminals pounce on unsuspecting victims wearing authentic hair only to resell those wigs at giveaway prices. It is alleged the wig snatchers work in cahoots with unscrupulous hairdressers.
akadona negosa vabva kwachuhwa saka atanzwa kana uchitongofamba unogonongoreka ungona mastreet kid vachase vachitongotora vachitongobvuta mawigi evanhu ende havatarise kuti munhu wachina akaita sei vamwe vachitobira kana vanhu vakuru chaivo.
Zvinhu zvakashata zvekuti vanhukadzi vanovhutirwa mawigi kozvinotorera munhu wigi ye200 anonono, so hazvisi zvinhu zvakanaka.
Children living and working in the streets who have been implicated in the wig snatching spree confirmed the allegations.
Vanovhuta nemahombe vanotengesa mavhenda yaye ekuna vabhana vanhu
vanenge vachitengesa wigi ye$70 vanenge vachitengesa kana pondo.
Highlighting quality hair pieces have resale value, Mrs. Lizzie Chipunza, a wig specialist, spoke on ways to counter wig snatchers.
Mamwe mahairdresser vanotenga mawigi ekubva kuma-street kids wozomaita revamp like anenge ari maoriginal ndeyekuti even ikapfekwa kana 2-3 years ikaitwa revamp inodzokera back to the normal to the normal state. Anorange from $20 to $800. zvakudhipenda netype yacho nemagrades ko zvinoitika pane mabrazilian pane maperuvian pane mavietnamese pane anonzi madouble drone saka anongodhipenda ane magrades akasiyana siyana. But kuti isabvutwe nemastreet kids unogona kushandisa kuti mabobby pins unogona kushandisa 3 or 4 kuti ukapfeka wig yako handitika unongoclipa panapa unoclipa wig nemalines aya anenge ari free hand ukaitawo this side woita this side we clip again this side kuti unenge wakabata wig yako ne-free hand yako then wovhara zvekuti even munhu akada kutira kubvuta wig anongobvuta pana pachete then kunoka ichaite sei haichabve ndoro else vamwe vanokwanisa kuti vakatenga nemafull frontal woita zvekuinstola kana wakanama pamberi munhu akada kutira kubvisa aite sei.
This serves as a wake-up call to those women with a taste for expensive human hair to always be on the lookout for wig snatchers when walking in the streets of Harare. Festus Mukungurutse, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, Yvonne, maybe if you can school me, as you can see, my hair is not like yours. You had an experience.
That sounds like a diss, first of all, but I will answer you. I'm very kind. I'll just answer you.
All right, please. Let me
you know
understand.
What, Joyce? I was walking up and about the streets of Harare, In fact, it was in the morning, and I was coming to work. I was feeling myself with my wig, and then the next thing I know, it just got snatched from my head, just like that.
That must be traumatic. Imagine that. Okay, it's not only just the monetary value, but the emotions, you know, the sentimental
I actually started my
attachment.
day on a very bad note, and to make matters worse, my colleagues whom I work with here at ZBC were laughing at me. You know yourselves, not happy, even up to now.
Okay, I'm not one. I'm not one of those. But anyway, if you have maybe a comment, or if you know if we can have a solution to this phenomenon, maybe you can give us your comments in our comment section. We are live on Facebook. We will definitely read those and see how we can solve this problem.
Maybe going back to natural hair, like you said.
Not really, but we need solutions. In our next report, the government's policy to ban export of raw granite is beginning to pay dividends, with a Mutoko-based granite processing plant on an expansion drive.
In 2022, government instituted Statutory Instrument 127 of 2022, which effectively bans the export of raw granite unless authorized by the Minister of Mines and Mining Development to pave way for value addition. Local producers of granite products have become the biggest beneficiaries, with the local company seeing 65% capacity utilization growth since inception of the statutory instrument.
Presently, we are exporting to China, Poland, European countries, Germany, we also sell there, and including America. Locally, we are also looking at the whole of Zimbabwe.
Government says it will support companies which are into value addition in line with the National Development Strategy 1.
We are seeing a lot of granite polishing. We know that for a very long time, our granite was going out of the country, exported raw. And when His Excellency insisted on value addition, today these are the results of his engagement and re-engagement.
United Nations Comtrade data reveals that in 2022, a raw granite stone was pegged at 117 United States dollars per ton, well below the market rate of 1,000 United States dollars per ton of a value-added stone, as the ban is aimed at encouraging companies to set up value addition and beneficiation factories to increase revenue. Gerald Saka, ZBC News, Mutoko.
Zimbabwean innovators are breaking new ground through coming up with technological solutions to contemporary challenges.
In our science and technology feature, we look at a laser-based bed deterrent system designed at the Great Zimbabwe University to ward off quillia beds.
Billions of the red-billed quillia birds have left a trail of destruction in farming areas, devouring crops like sorghum, millet and wheat. The ingenuity of scientists at Great Zimbabwe University has, however, birthed a new weapon to fight the fate that falls using laser.
As a university, we've come up with this add-on device, which is called the laser bed deterrent system. It uses a laser light, as the deterrent mechanism. Other farmers have tried to use other methods like using cassettes, but they tend not to be that efficient. With this one, unlike chemicals, it's eco-friendly because we are just scaring the birds away. We are not really harming them or killing them in any way. And so far, we have managed to come up with this prototype, and we are doing our field trials within our communities.
The device can use solar power and emits laser beams to create a flicker effect on birds.
This device is 3D printed. We made all the components of this device, the external components, using 3D printed parts. Then some of the parts we got them from other countries. It is solar powered. It uses solar and battery for its power, and with one device you can actually protect about 1.5 hectares of your field, of your crop. So when you turn it on like this, as you can see, it produces these multiple laser sinterings, which then the birds are scared of that light. So as it is moving across the field, they just fly away, leaving your crops protected.
The laser-based bird deterrent system offers hope to farmers, contributing to food security and environmental sustainability. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News.
Back to our leading story, where President Emmerson Mnangagwa has emphasized the government's thrust towards attaining public-private partnerships in the development of sport in the country. He said this during the official closing ceremony of the second edition of the Zim Afro T10 tournament at Nare Sports Club this Sunday evening.
The second edition of the Zim Afro T10 cricket tournament ended this evening at Nare Sports Club, with the Joburg Bangla Tigers winning the tournament. The tournament, launched last year, sees international stars from all over the world converging in Zimbabwe for the week-long event. The cricket fiesta is the brainchild of billionaire Nawaba Shaja Omuka, the owner of T10 Global Sports, working together with Paul Tungwarara, the chairperson of the Zimbabwe T10 franchise. President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who watched the exciting final between the Cape Town Semp Army and the Joburg Bangla Tigers, emphasized the government's commitment to working together with the private sector in developing the sports sector.
I'm happy that the Zimbabwe is open for business mantra has fostered strong partnership between government and the private sector for inclusive and sustainable development. My government, therefore, stands ready to continue playing its part towards attracting investors in this sector. Today, we welcome a growing number of international investors who are putting their confidence in Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe Afro T10 League. These investors represent countries such as Australia, Bangladesh, India, the United Arab Emirates, Portugal, and the United States of America, among others. This demonstrates that Zimbabwe's doors are truly open for global partnerships and opportunities.
The head of state said his government is committed to increasing participation in sport.
It is a great pleasure to join you today, this evening, for the closing ceremony of the second season of the Zimbabwe Afro T10 Cricket League. This tournament is once again brought together top cricketing talent from across the globe, and it is inspiring to see how the event has grown and captured the attention of fans both here in Zimbabwe and around the world. It is part of my government's efforts to increase the number of people participating in sports and recreation activities. I had the honor of being here last year to witness the inaugural Zimbabwe Afro T10 tournament, which not only captivated and motivated the sporting world, but also set new benchmarks for the future of cricket.
The closing ceremony saw President Mnangagwa handing over the winner's trophy to the victorious Joburg Bangla Tigers. A player of the tournament and Zimbabwe cricket poster boy, Sikandar Raza, presented the president with a signed official T10 winning shirt. Lawrence Trusera, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, Sunday edition will take a break. We will continue on that sporting trajectory when we return. Stay with us.
Innovating for sustained growth towards and industrialized Zimbabwe.
The 20th Chinhoyi University of Technology graduation ceremony will be held on Friday, 4th October 2024 at the CAT Sports Grounds from 0900 hours.
All graduates, their parents, guardians, and invited guests should be seated by 0800 hours.
Themed Innovating for Sustained Growth Towards an Industrialized Zimbabwe. The 20th CAT graduation ceremony will also be broadcast live on ZBC TV and live streamed on the CAT Facebook page and CAT website.
Graduates must attend rehearsal on Thursday, 3rd October 2024 at the graduation venue from 1400 hours.
Academic regalia is being sold at the main campus.
Congratulations.
Makorokoto
Amhlophe.
Say hello to seamless transactions and effortless convenience with the new Inbox Swipe Card. Swipe, tap, pay and go with confidence anywhere in Zimbabwe. Sign up for your Inbox Swipe Card at any Inbox booth nationwide today. Have you registered for Inbox yet? If not, dial *569# or download the Inbox app and redefine the way you bank. Terms and conditions apply.
When I started out, life was tough. The borehole was far from our home, but we had no other choice. Although it was hard, I learned I was not alone. The other women supported me. They helped make the burden a little lighter. But I was determined to build a better life for my family. I started my own small business. We moved to a better house, and slowly, very slowly, life got better. Today, my business is thriving and I'm able to provide for my family. What we experienced made us who we are today, and I'm grateful for the friends who are there for me. After all, we all need a friend. Zim Gold, your trusted friend.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You are still watching a Sunday edition. We now get into our sports buzz. Caps United and Dada FC shared spoils in a Kasolaga Premier Soccer League match. Let's get that and more in the following report.
Caps United attacker William Montoyes opened up a one-goal lead at the PSL top goal scorers charts after notching his 12th goal of the season to help his side secure a 1-0 draw against Yada at Trofaro Stadium. Mamondo needed 44 minutes to separate himself from the pack to give his side a first-half lead at his favorite hunting ground. Caps United, however, could not keep their guard as they conceded in the second half through Brian Ngobe to share the spoils with the Miracle Boys. Elsewhere at Luveve Stadium, 2015 champions Chicken Inn beat Bulawayo Chiefs 2-0 to climb up to 6th on the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League table. Tier 1's resurgence continued after clinching a slender 1-0 victory away to Chegutu Pirates to climb 2 places up to 12th position, while Bikita Minerals bounced back from conceding 6 goals during the midweek by holding Manika Diamonds to a 0-0 draw. Renowned Ngwarati, ZBC News.
The Zimbabwe Under-19 women's cricket team, the Young Lady Chevrons, have failed to qualify the 2025 ICC Under-19 Women's T20 through a boardroom decision after rain disrupted their match against Nigeria.
Luck ran out for the Young Lady Chevrons in Kigali, Rwanda this Sunday after Nigeria were given the ticket to the ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup after rain disrupted play. Zimbabwe could only manage to play 2.3 overs before rain interrupted proceedings, forcing a boardroom decision to grant Nigeria passageway to represent the continent at the World Cup. Nigeria qualified on yard-to-yard after beating Zimbabwe in the group stage. The Young Lady Chevrons looked favorite to win the match on 19 runs for 1 in 2.3 overs, chasing 78 runs to win. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe men's under-19 imaging could not get a consolation against South Africa under-19 imaging after losing to the visitors by 9 wickets. The victory means that South Africa claimed a whitewash over the worst in the 5-match one-day series. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
We're off to a break. Stay with us for more news on the other side.
ZBC Current Affairs, thriving for excellence and perfection in setting the agenda, shaping the Zimbabwean story and sustaining the narrative through detailed analysis and discussions, bringing to you polished live coverage of national events. We are ZBC Current Affairs, delivering to you the national budget, live parliamentary debates, independence, Heroes Day and Defense Forces events. We bring you insightful documentaries, special programs, and thought-provoking debates. ZBC Current Affairs. We are definitely Zimbabwean, telling an accurate, balanced, and unfettered Zimbabwean story.
Zim Digital set-top box decoders with all the 7 local television channels and 6 national radio stations are now available for sale. The decoder will give you viewers access to ZBC News, ZBC TV, ZBC Jive TV, 3K TV, Kiona TV, NR TV, and ZTN Prime. No subscription is needed as all the channels are free to view. For $25 United States or the ZIG equivalent, the decoder comes with a cable plus indoor and outdoor antenna. The decoders are available at the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe bars, Transmedia, and all the TV broadcasters.
Do you remember back in the day? We would gather at that one house that had a TV in the whole neighborhood to watch our favorite programs on ZBC. Whether it was thrilling wrestling matches, captivating dramas, or the iconic Ezomkito, ZBC TV was an integral part of our upbringing. It wasn't just a channel, it was a shared joy that brought us together. Fast forward to today, and ZBC continues its tradition of delivering top-tier entertainment to your homes. Whether you're tuning in for news, music, educational content, or gripping dramas, we're committed to keep you entertained and informed 24/7. With an expanded channel lineup, we're more than just broadcasters. We're a reflection of Zimbabwe's enduring spirit. Join us on this exciting journey as we revive the golden days and create new ones. Together, we're building a brighter future towards Vision 2030. ZBC TV, your voice, your choice.
Zim Digital set-top boxes, decoders with all the 7 local television channels and 6 national radio stations are now available for sale. The decoder will give viewers access to ZBC Jive TV, ZBC News, ZBC TV, ZTN Prime, 3K TV, Kiona TV, NR TV. No subscription is needed as all the channels are free to view. For $25 or the ZIG equivalent, the decoder comes with a cable plus indoor and outdoor antenna. The decoders are available at the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe bars, Transmedia, and all the TV broadcasters. ZBC TV is driven by the corporation's vision to be the Zimbabwean voice of choice across multimedia platforms globally and be a customer-driven and competitive broadcaster. The national broadcaster is committed to giving you high quality and innovative programming that projects the Zimbabwean voice, identity, diverse cultural heritage, enduring unity, peace, and shared national vision. To share your views, comments, or register complaints on our programming, contact us on WhatsApp number +263 714 975 328 round the clock. ZBC TV, your voice, your choice.
Welcome back. Stakeholders in the sport industry have outlined the role the sector is playing in marketing Zimbabwe as a safe tourist destination. The details.
Sport is a billion-dollar industry that has become a key marketing tool for different countries, and Zimbabwe has not been left behind.
Zimbabwe feels honored and remains steadfast to continue hosting the Zim Afro T10 cricket tournament, bearing in mind the spirit of collective and collaborative initiatives through working with partners towards sustainable sporting sector. Your Excellency, sports has proved to be a unifier and a tool to fight societal ills, especially with the scourge of drug and substance abuse, which has a negative impact on our youth. Your Excellency, the Ministry continues to challenge Zimbabwe cricket to implement vigorously their developmental program at grassroots levels and assist in building up clubs with a strong basic background.
The hosting of the Zim Afro T10 cricket tournament has seen global stars coming to Zimbabwe for the week-long tournament.
Zimbabwe cricket, among all the sport codes in this country, has been the greatest pusher of tourism for this country. We have been great ambassadors for our nation. We have been great ambassadors for our flag.
We are proud to invest close to $6 million into this league, which not only showcases the top-tier cricket in Zimbabwe, but also garners a global audience. The Zim Afro T10 reaches over 100 countries, and together with all the 4 leagues, we have a captive audience, Your Excellency, of more than 500 million all over the world.
Under the National Development Strategy 1, hosting international tournaments is a key deliverable under sports tourism.
And now in showbiz, the Power FM chart show saw Oriano featuring Pop Tain's Akuna Mata making the biggest climb on this week's top 40 list.
Akuna Mata by Oriano featuring Pop Tain was the biggest climber this week, peaking 14 places to number 26. Bolt's JT had 3 songs last week, but only Mawovet and Kutitsusera Mashure maintained their positions at number 23 and 13 respectively. A song to look out for bubbling under in the top 40 is Jeezy and Young Gemini's Lobola. Holding steady on the list in the top 5 at number 4 from last week is A Fake Love by DJ Ngwazi featuring Dr. Tawanda. And Killer T making his...
Well, that's how things went down on the Power FM chart show. Now, this weekend saw traditional and urban culture showcased around Harare as the inaugural Bira Rembira and the perennial urban culture Shoko festival brought to the city.
First of its kind, the Bira Rembira festival held at Gwanzura Stadium Friday night saw crowds of Mbira music revelers converge for a night of mystic melodies in a symphonic ensemble to the ancestors. Renowned Mbira artists like Diana Samkange, Andy Muridzo, and Vimofu lit up the stage throughout the night. Youths wiled the night away at the Chitumbuza Community Hall for the 3-day urban cultural festival, Shoko Festival.
Well, that's it from the arts. Let's get the way of the weather from the Met Services Department.
A thundery Monday ahead and a cooling Tuesday as we get into the forecast and weather report for today. But today it was generally sunny and hot across board with moisture drifting in over the western parts of the country, as seen in the satellite image here, where we see that cloud mass drifting in from the west. But our system that we have to watch out for is coming in over the southern parts. We're expecting cloudy conditions to drift into the south, giving us cooler conditions over Matabeleland south and parts of Masvingo into Manicaland as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. So for our temperatures, we're expecting a bit of cloudy conditions to drift into the western parts, making it very mild across that western half, and it should be still mild across the country, with temperatures in the afternoon going as high as 40, especially over the Zambezi Valley, with thundery weather projected in some parts of the country because of moisture drifting in. And as such, for our detailed weekly forecast, we're expecting Bulawayo to get windy for much of the week, becoming warmer as we get into the weekend. Same for Chinhoyi, we're expecting a bit of cloudy as the start, but the weekend turns out to be sunny. Most of our cities, Gwanda as well, expecting a bit of windy conditions as well because of that cooling wind. For where we're expecting cooler winds as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, but it gets sunny towards the weekend. For Harare, we're expecting it to be cloudy just briefly for the start, but sunny again towards the weekend. For Kwekwe and Kadoma, we're expecting mostly sunny conditions as we get into the weekend, with touches of cloud during the first parts. Same for Karibu, we're expecting a bit of sunshine into the weekend, with temperatures also increasing slightly. Lupane also gets touches of cloud at the start because of cloud drifting in from the west. Same for Kwekwe, we're expecting a bit of windy conditions as we get into Thursday, but the weekend turns out to be sunny and warm. For Masvingo, we're expecting it to be windy at the start, but it gets cooler towards the weekend. Matopo, windy as well, with sunny towards the weekend. Nyanga, touches of cloud here and there, but weekend is sunny again. Victoria Falls, again, just touches of cloud because of moisture drifting in from the west, but it gets sunny towards the weekend. That's all from the Met Department. I'm James Goma Jr., giving you the weather report for today.
Well, that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you for having joined us from all of us here.
We leave you watching our video of the week, and it's one that is trending on various...
From Matthias Mary. Good night and enjoy.
Enjoy.